August edition of your market update. I'm Charlie Wills. This is Andy Voltner. We're here at 9010 Royal Oaks Drive here in Verona in the Hawks Reserve condominium project, and we're actually nestled right here on the backside of the fifth hole, overlooking this beautiful golf course here at Hawks Landing. Today, what we're going to talk about is a lot to do with what the fall market is going to look like here in Dane County in South Central Wisconsin, and some tips for buyers and sellers, what to look for, how to prepare yourself, and be ready for what's to come here in the fall.
So we've talked a little bit in past editions about different statistics and things like that. How have the stats changed over the last month or so?
They've not really changed. The buying percentage and the rate at which people are purchasing. The sales are only down 1%, and that's probably directly related to the inventory levels. We're still seeing decreases in inventory levels, and so because of that, I think that's why our sales are down. I don't think it has to do with any other thing that's happening here in our market. So, but prices are increasing, right? Anything between $150,000, which is considered starter home, all the way to $500,000, we're seeing the prices increase between 3.5% and 6.5%. So that's a huge gain in pricing here month over month. And every month I feel like we talk about it, we keep gaining in pricing value, but we are starting to see some softening in the $500,000 up to $1 million price range, where it's turning into more of a buyer's market.
So inventory is decreasing, meaning you have less houses for sale, and because of that, the competitive nature of the market is driving prices up higher.
Absolutely. Every offer that we're seeing, it's between 2 and 5 offers, and that's still happening in most neighborhoods. And it's just something that if you're a buyer, make sure that your agent that's representing you really understands what the market's doing and then how to compete in that market. You know, if you want to win that bid, what are ways to make yourself successful? So that's something that we talk a lot about with our clients when we first meet with them.
Usually the fall into winter, there's kind of a slowdown in the real estate market. Everyone's ramping up for the spring. Are you anticipating something like that, and what can people do kind of during this time, or do you think it's different this year?
I think it's going to trend the same way as it has the last 2 years. So the start of 2015 to now, inventory levels have been dropping, not dramatically, but kind of evenly over the last 2 years. And what has happened in the fall, so I'm talking September through about December every year, is the same rhythm of sales and inventory has been sold as there typically is during your summer months. And that doesn't always happen. You usually see a fall off of inventory and a fall off of buyer activity because everybody kind of goes in that mode of getting ready for the winter and then the spring market next year. But last 2 years we haven't seen that at all. We've seen the buyers still stay active and inventory levels in this case keep dropping. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to see that continued market through the winter.
So if I'm looking to buy a house or sell a house, it's not necessarily appropriate to go away and wait for the spring because I might be able to do what I want to do right now.
I think if you looked over 30 years, probably the thing that somebody has said to you, maybe a family member or a neighbor, and said, oh, winter or fall, don't sell. I think that you have to pay attention to what is happening right in the market, and because of what's happening in the market, we have to be able to make new decisions, and that's what we're telling all of our buyers right now. This is actually a really good time. Let people, if they want to have that perception, fall out of the market, and then you can be more available as a buyer in this inventory market and have better success at getting you the right house. So we're giving the opposite advice because of what we're seeing in the numbers.
You're probably seeing pretty quick turnarounds on a lot of the listings that you have.
Yeah, everything under probably 400,000 right now on the west side, anything under 350 on the east side. We're seeing no more than your 35 to 45 day cycle, which is typical for an offer to purchase. Okay. So it's very, very quick. We're getting accepted offers in a week, and even your high price stuff, we're seeing stuff, offers accepted, and I'm saying high price up to 500,000. We're seeing stuff within that first 30 days getting an accepted offer and closing within 90. So we're seeing really fast turnaround.
That's great. To all the renters out there this time of year, they're going to re-up their leases for 6 months, a year, and they're not sure whether or not they're ready to jump into a home or something like that. Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, what we're doing, we're seeing that the rates are staying really, really low. And here's an example. We have a condo project in Fitchburg, actually that we shot at. And a buyer came in and said, hey, look, I'm renting for $1,600 a month. My lease is up in 3 months. Buying this 2-bedroom condo, what would be my payment for me? And we just went into the lender and we got some information. Now, here's some disclaimers that we have to know your credit score. How much money are you putting down? And then how much debt do you have versus income? So some variables that are in there. But for her, she had 5% down, had 800 plus credit score, and she had no other debts. So for her, she's a really good owner, right, to get a loan. And so for her $1,600 a month rent went down to $800 mortgage. And so she's saving $800 a month just by buying a condo.
And building equity instead of paying rent.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
You
great.
actually own something, and you actually have really good tax deductions as well. So it was like showing her that whole picture. She wasn't probably going to purchase till this spring, but she was like, well, why would I sign my lease again? I'm just going to go buy something. That's what we're doing, is that even if you're thinking about the market, come talk to somebody who knows a little bit more, can show you that information, and then from there you make that choice. But for her case, I mean, saving $800 a month, I would take that opportunity as well.
What are some things that I can do to prepare right now to sell, later this fall?
Really easy stuff that you can do. We're getting into the time of the year where aeration and overseeding is a really good idea. So this is a way to kind of spruce your lawn up, get it the nutrients that it needs to be really healthy. That's one easy way, right? And less than a couple weeks, you'll have a really thick, healthy lawn. Another thing to do is, we've talked about this before, getting a landscape plan, or even have someone lay that out for you, that you can do some plantings now and make your landscaping look amazing in going into the fall if you're going to sell, or even have it where it looks great now and it's going to look also great coming into the spring. So that's another easy way. And the one that I think always gets missed, and it's so simple to do, we all have trim on the outside, around our doors, around our garages, around our windows. It's easy to take some sandpaper, sand it down, prime it, paint it. Just those little kind of things that make a buyer think of, I got work to do when I move into this house.
Mm-hmm.
If you eliminate those thoughts and all they think about is just moving into the house, you're going to maximize your dollars on your sale doing just a little bit of work, or you can hire the work. I mean, that, if you're really into doing some of that home maintenance yourself, go for it. But you can also pay a couple $100s here or there, and somebody can do that work for you. So those are some really easy tips to get yourself prepared for the fall.
A little bit can go a long way in those things.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Thank you again for joining Andy and I at Royal Oaks and Hawks Landing Golf Course here today. Be with us here next month. If you want to see where we're going, please go to our website below, and also connect with us on social media. Feel free to share this as much as you wish. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.